Well, hi Bob, thank you very much for joining us. As always, a pleasure to talk to you. Let's jump straight into it, shall we, and look at the main currencies ahead of next week. Looks like a busy week for the US, Europe, and the pound as well. What should we be looking out for in particular?
Big week ahead for the global financial markets. For the US dollar, key stats are going to be private sector PMI numbers at the start of the week and consumer confidence figures on Tuesday. Main event of the week, however, is the Fed monetary policy decision on Wednesday. Will the Fed signal a green light for a rate hike in March that would then point to possibly 4 rate hikes for the year? At the end of the week, we've also got fourth quarter GDP numbers and jobless claims figures on Thursday that will draw plenty of interest. For the euro, also a busy week. Prelim private sector PMI numbers for France, Germany and the Eurozone on Monday. German business and consumer confidence figures on Tuesday and Wednesday. So those will be the key stats there. For the pound, we've got private sector PMI numbers and TBI industrial trend orders. A marked pickup in service sector PMIs would also continue to support more rate hikes from the Bank of England.
Okay, Bob, let's move on to the commodity currencies, Loonie, Aussie and New Zealand dollar. What should we expect to see from them next week?
For the Loonie, no major stats in the week to consider. That leaves all the market attention on the Bank of Canada and monetary policy guidance. Markets are expecting the Bank of Canada to make some sharp moves this year. That's provided strong support for the Loonie, so expect plenty of interest there. For the Aussie dollar, we got inflation figures that will be key stats in the week, along with business confidence figures. Obviously, inflation a key area of focus. And for the Kiwi dollar, we got trade and inflation figures as well. While trade data is key, obviously inflation will be the area of focus for the RBNZ.
And moving across to the Asian giants, Japanese yen and Chinese yuan, what data should we expect to see from them in the coming week?
For the Japanese yen, quiet week ahead. Just prelim private sector PMI numbers. Expect the services PMI to be the main area of focus, though we don't expect too much influence on the Japanese yen that has found strong support in recent weeks from the tech route. For the Chinese yuan, no major stats to consider, so that leaves the markets in the hands of stats from the US and Fed monetary policy.
And finally, Bob, we always like to finish with a little geopolitical roundup. What should we be keeping a particularly close eye on in the week ahead?
On the geopolitical risk front, nothing really new to consider other than obviously Russia and Ukraine, and then markets will need to continue monitoring chatter from China and the US, and obviously the Middle East and Iran.
Well, Bob, thank you very much for speaking with us. Always an absolute pleasure, and I'm sure we'll catch up again very soon indeed. And thank you everyone for watching. This was The Week Ahead with Bob Mason. And don't forget to head over to our Dukascopy TV social media platforms to keep up to date with everything else affecting the markets. Until next time, from me and Bob, goodbye.